What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. My name's Luke Whitehill, and today what I'm going to be talking about is self-fulfillment, because I think that quite a lot of people just aren't fulfilled, and I think there's some big influences in our lives nowadays that contribute to that massively. I think the generation now is a lot different to the generation a few years ago, and there's some big things that really influence that. So yeah, let's go. I just had to make sure that was recording because I can't see a thing, and I would have been gutted if it weren't recording. And by no means these are not in any sort of priority order or anything like that. These are just as I wrote them down, to be honest with you. So the first one that I'm going to say is focus on one thing at a time. I've watched quite a few videos in the past where people say you should be juggling multiple opportunities and trying to create multiple streams of income and things like that, and I don't really think that that's right, especially when you're just starting out. I think that you should be only focusing on one thing at a time. I know in the past that I've juggled things on the side, good 2 or 3 things on the side, as well as work, as well as studying, and things just don't work out. You fail exams, your marketing and advertising just isn't as well as it should be, and it really shows. So I wouldn't juggle too many things at once. I'd focus on one thing that you really want to do, push forward with that. Once it's up and running, go and focus on something else when you don't need to give it as much time. But when you're just starting things out, focus on that one thing, prioritise it, and get it to a good standard where you are able to just let it go and you can focus on something else. Now the next one sort of follows on from that, but break larger goals into smaller milestones. So if you want to set up your own business, break it down into smaller things. So 1, think of the company name. 2, design the logo. Set it up with HMRC if you want to go down that route. What else can you do? You can then open up a social media page, look at designing a website. All these smaller things, they are small achievements, so don't just make it as broad as I want to own my own business and that's the one goal. Break it down into 10, 20, 50 various different goals that'll all get you to that same end result, but you'll feel a lot better about it because you're chipping away at these smaller goals. So another way that I think that you can feel a lot more fulfilled is by challenging yourself and setting the bar high. Don't set it too high that it's unrealistic. Just set it high enough so you're pushing yourself that little bit further. You're developing your skills. You're pushing yourself outside that comfort zone, but not something which is you always know that you're never going to be able to get it. Push it high enough that you're a little bit scared to try it, but you'll do it anyway. But not too high that that you'll crash and burn. Really, it's all about just being realistic. One thing to follow when you're setting a goal is the SMART objective: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So Google it, get more information on it, but that's one thing that you really need to be thinking about when you're setting goals and objectives. And just make sure that you are pushing yourself every single day, but you're not over exhausting yourself and it becomes taxing on yourself, because if you try and push yourself too far too quickly, you'll crash and burn. You'll fall right the way down, and you'll lose all the motivation to get back up and want to do it again. So don't try and do everything all at once, and make sure that you push yourself, but it's not unrealistic. Now number 4 is make sure that you take time, whether it's on a weekly basis, a monthly basis, or even just an annual basis. But I'd say monthly and annually you need to be reflecting on your achievements and what you've actually done over the past month and year, to see where you was and where you now are, because there's a lot of times where I'll think, oh my God, I haven't done anything this past year, I haven't achieved anything, but I've been promoted in work, I have passed more exams, and things that you do just on a day-to-day basis, you don't really see them as achievements. But when you actually sit down and think, well, what position was I in last year and where am I now, you see that you've actually achieved a lot more than what you think, just because you're chipping away at them on a day-to-day basis and you haven't always written them down. You think that you haven't achieved anything, but you actually have. So at the start of the video I said that social norms are changing, and social media is one of the biggest things that I feel like people aren't self-fulfilled, and that's because years ago people still used to be jealous by other people, but it went on in their eye line every single day. Whereas now, you wake up in the morning, you go on Instagram, you go on Twitter, you go on Facebook, and you see all these people's achievements, or these people living like they're a better lifestyle than them, and that's not always true. Always just remember that people don't come from the same backgrounds. I've got mates, and we come from completely different backgrounds. I might have started a little bit of an advantage to them, or in certain areas, and they might have started in a more advanced area than me in other stages, in other areas of their life. And I think that if you try and compare yourself and you think that everyone is equal in terms of everyone had the same start and everyone's aiming for the same goals, then you're never going to be fulfilled at all in your life. So I think that it's something that you need to just stop comparing yourself to other people. Stop trying to think that that they've got it just so easy, and they've got everything that they could want, because they'll only show you the parts that they want to show you. They won't show you the parts where they could be crying at night because they're in bed, because they're in debt. Just don't compare yourself that much, and just focus on yourself. Definitely just focus on yourself. The key thing to take from that is, like, no one starts in the same position, and no one is aiming to finish in the same position either. People, you might get two people with the same objectives. I wanna be wealthy, let's just say, that's the only thing I can think of. But wealthy to one person might be £1 million. Wealthy to the next person might be £10 million. That's a big gap. Just don't think that everyone's striving for the same goals. And my last tip, don't try and be a perfectionist. Make sure that you're putting forward progression over perfection. I know in the past I've thought, I want to set up a business and everything's got to be perfect from the get-go, and then it's been a great idea, but I haven't been able to realise that idea because I think that everything needs to be perfect. But you should just really prioritise progression. So taking them smaller steps, and not everything's going to be ran right, not everything's going to be the best that it can be, but just make sure that you are taking them steps. And also the only thing that I can, my example would be is setting up a company. But you might think that all of these other companies do everything absolutely perfect, but they don't. A lot of mistakes happen behind the scenes that you don't see. All it is your problem solving skills. So yeah, not everything has to be the best of the best quality. It's all about just adding value. So just make sure that you prioritise progression over perfection, and you'll start to see a lot more better results, and your fulfilment will bang hit the roof, 10 out of 10. So yeah, I just thought I'd share that one, because I think it's hard out there when social media, I think, is the main issue that is causing quite a lot of people to just not be fulfilled. So yeah, just keep that one in mind, and I'll catch you in the next one.